Welcome guys to another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today we are going to be talking about the Zenkai that this cell has gotten. And to be honest, when he was gonna Zenkai, when Dragon Ball Legends in Twitter said that he was gonna get a Zenkai, I wasn't really excited because, well, he just looks like he's gonna be another Zenkai. And well, that turned out to be true. Although he does do a lot of damage with his range, but other than that, he's just a typical Zenkai. So today we're gonna be talking about him, his equipments, and some teams. I only have one team for this guy because, well, there's not a lot of teams you could put this guy in. I'm gonna go in depth with his abilities because he does gain some new stuff to his kit because of his Zenkai, and obviously his equipment's too unique and golden awakened. So let's start. So he's green. I have him at, what is that, 8 stars I think, and I got his Zenkai at 4. I'm not, yeah, 4, and I was only able to maximize his first awakened rank. It's godly, however, I was able to do it. He has coverage nullification. As you can see here, he does more blast damage than strike attack, so my equipments are gonna be based on him, of his blast attack mainly, although there's going to be some strike, but hey, that's not the focus here. It's your decision if you want to make him strike based, but I will suggest you to go blast, obviously. So for its arts card, the blue card is actually now how do you say this, I'm gonna go with the maximum stats. It's comboable, I think that's how you say it. The blue card, Kamehameha, deals massive impact damage, 30% to special move damage, inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. Inflicts all enemies attribute downgrade, plus 20% to blast damage received for 50 timer counts on hit. And this is crazy because originally, the Kamehameha only inflicted enemies downgrade, plus 20% to blast damage received for 50 timer counts on hit. But now it does 30% to special move damage, inflicted for 3 timer counts upon activation. So that's something. It'll do more damage, obviously. And then we got this green card right here, which is now you can actually combo now with it. Restores own key by 50 upon activation. The following effects occur on hit. Draw special move arts cards next. Restores own health by 15. Cancels attribute downgrade. Reduces enemy key by 50. Cancels enemies attribute upgrades and buff effects. Inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade. Minus 50 to key recovery for 5 timer counts. And here we have comboable arts, strike, blast, special arts, and special move arts. Originally, its only comboable art was only special move arts, but now they changed it with the Zenkai, so now you can just chain using this green card. And that's pretty much it for his arts. These are like extra stuff. Maybe we're able to art boost him, but let's be honest, nobody's gonna do that. Now for his first main ability, the Ultimate Life Form, there's actually something. I will say that this Ultimate Life Form main ability, I didn't change the vid because originally it was just it draws up blast arts cards next, minus 50 to all blast arts cards for 30 timer, plus 50 to blast damage for 30 timer, 100% to one magic gauge recovery for 10 timer counts. That was like before the Zenkai, but now it does. It restores an own health by 20% and ki by 50, plus 50 to blast damage inflicted for 60 timer counts cannot be cancelled. Additional 100% to the next blast arch damage inflicted, plus 10% to one banishing gauge recovery for 10 timer counts. A minus 15 to own blast cards cost for 60 timer counts cannot be cancelled. So there's some new stuff here, like the restores on health by 20% and ki by 50, and I'm pretty sure they also increased the next blast arts damage to 100 because originally it was like 50, I believe. His Z ability is going to be buffing both Future and Androids. Future is going to be buffing blast attacks by 33%, and Android's base strike attack during battle by 33%. His Zenkai ability is going to be buffing Green and Future. It's gonna buff 40% to both strike attack and defense, 35% to strike attack and defense. Now for Looming Menace, it actually got something new. It got this first part right here. This was like from his first kit, but like since his Zenkai came out, this is all the new stuff. Restores one key by 30, 50% to damage inflicted. Activates 1. Increases own arts card draw speed by 1 level for 15 timer counts. Gradually restores 1 health each timer count for 60. Randomly destroys 1 enemy card, and this is basically from his kit. Each time the enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield, restores ki by 30, and plus 20% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Same goes for the evolving life form. This is the new 80% to damage inflicted, cannot be cancelled, reduces damage received by 70%. Additional 50% to key recovery, cannot be cancelled. All of this when the battle starts. And this is from his last kit. 3 counts elapsed, 50% to damage inflicted. 6 counts elapsed, draws a special art cards next, activates 3 times. 12 counts elapsed, inflicts all enemy with attribute downgrade plus 50 to damage received for 20 timer counts. Malignant Assault and Self Fusion, which are 2 new abilities that the Zenkai gave him. So this is completely new to me. Malignant Assault applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike or blast. Restores ki by 5. 10% to damage inflicted for 10 timer counts. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy special actions they activate when changing cover. So cover change basically, I think. Activates only 1. Activation count resets after character switch. And we got this effect occurs with this, character performs a banishing step, randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards. 50% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts. Activates 3 times, randomly destroys 1 enemy card, inflicts enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20 to strike arts cards, cost for 5 timer counts. Get it with the Adept class Awakening paddle. I'll show you that guys later. Self Fusion is the following effects occur every time when faced with an enemy. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer cards, nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained for 5 timer counts. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade plus 10% to strike arts cost for 5 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 20% to key recovery for 5 timer counts. The following effects occur every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Restores 1 health by 3%, plus 10% to 1 health restoration for 10 timer counts. Reduces enemy ki by 50. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade minus 1 arts card draw speed level for 10 timer counts. Activates 1. Activation count resets after character switch. You get this one in that powerful class Awakening paddle. In order to get the Malignant Assault, you have to get the Adept class that you can see here, and for the Self Fusion, you'll need the powerful class Awakening paddle. So if you go right here, it'll be the third one. This is the Adept, and yeah, you can unlock it here. This is the unique ability, which was the Malignant Assault. You'll be able to unlock it down here if you awaken all of this. You get the materials right here, Zenkais. You can just click how to get it. It'll tell you what you need. I have to do mine. And then the powerful one is this one right here. The 6th one. All the way down here, right here. This is the Self Fusion. Like again, how to get, you get whatever you need. So we're gonna move on to the equipments. So since he is range type, obviously we're gonna go with this 10 times Kamehameha. First one, slot 1, strike, attack, and defense. Slot 1 is just attack 50%. Slot 2, splash, attack, and defense. Both 15, and same goes for slot 3. Get this in this Legends Metal Exchange Shop. And then we have this more defensive equipment. Go on. Slot 1, strike, and blast defense. Both strike will be 10% defense, and blast defense will be 35%. Slot 2, 20% to blast defense if there are 2 or more attack future battle members. And base health 10% for slot 3, and you get this in the Hyperdimensional Exchange Shop. And then we have this Kamehameha. Slot 1, strike defense 25%, slot 2, special move damage 10%, ultimate damage 10%, blast attack 35%. So as you can see here, 35% to blast attack, that is great. Although he doesn't have a ultimate damage, so you won't be getting that. And you get this in the Ultimate Equipment Collection Normal Cell Saga. And then we have this, first you have to deal with me. Slot 1 is your choosing, either strike defense or blast defense. Both are going to be 20%. Slot 2, strike attack 15%, an additional 10% to strike attack when attack future and Vegeta Clan as a beta member. Blast attack 50%, an additional 10% to blast attack when attack future, and powerful opponent is a beta member, and you get this in the Hyperdimensional Exchange Shop. And then we have this Uncontrollable Anger for defense. On slot 1, special move damage 10%, ultimate damage, which really doesn't matter because, well, the character doesn't have any special move. Strike defense 80%, an additional 10% to one strike attack when 3 beta members attack buff an opponent. Base blast defense 18%, An additional 10% to one blast attack when 3 battle members attack powerful opponents, and you get this in the hyperdimensional exchange shop. And then we have this, not if I stop you. Slot 1 strike and blast defense are both going to be 13%, slot 2 strike attack 25%, slot 3 base blast attack 35%. You get this in the ultimate equipment collection normal future. And then we have this, try not to do anything too crazy. Slot 1 base strike defense 25%, blast attack 12%, additional 13.52 on blast attack when 3 battle members attack future, strike attack 12%, an additional 13.50 to a strike attack when 3 battle members attack future, and you get this in the hyperdimensional exchange shop. And then we have this, you stay here, slide base strike defense 18%, blast defense 18%, an additional 16% to strike attack for each tag future battle member, and get this memory in the ultra rush. And then we have this worship give praise unto me, strike defense 28%, blast defense 20%. You can either choose strike based or blast attack based. I will suggest you to go for the bottom one here. Base blast attack 20%, an additional 12% to blast attack when attack fusion warrior is a battle member. And you get this memory in the Zenkai rush. And then we have this best out hope, special move damage 10%, health restoration 10%, slot 2, so suggest you all to get blast attack 32%, slot 3 base health 12%, and you get this memory in the Zenkai rush. And last but not least, we got this Trunks, stay back. Strike defense 20%, blast attack 15%, blast defense 15%, blast attack 18%, an additional 10% to blast attack with attack Sun family or Vegeta clan is a battle member. We're moving on to the teams. Our first one is going to be this Legend Limited Goku Black. His Zenkai is going to do Future, Godaki, and Powerful Opponent. Let me get this to maximum stats. ZAbilities Future, Godaki, or Powerful Opponent base strike and blast defense. Buffed at 38%. 80% to future base strike attack during battle. So if you're going to make a powerful opponent team, then I would suggest you to get this guy, also because he's like quite defensive, although there's better defense. But yeah, I'm basing this off, like, I'm making a team out of future, so this is one of them. And then there's this Legends Limited Vegito. Same goes for him. Let me go for the maximum stats. Is the ability 38% to attack future, fusion warrior or Godaki base strike and blast defense. Blast attack with 38% and 80% to attack future by strike defense during battle. And then we have this Legends Limited Super Saiyan Gohan and Trunks. Obviously, they're still pretty good, I believe, right? I don't have them, so I wouldn't know. His ZAbilities is gonna be buffing 30% to attack future hybrids and or Vegeta clan base blast attack and defense, and 80% to attack future base strike defense during battle. So that he's still pretty good. Lastly is going to be this Fusion Zamasu, this recent one for this year. ZAbilities is going to be 38% to attack future, attack powerful opponent, or attack Godki base strike attack and defense, and 80% to attack future base blast defense during battle. So I gave you both some family powerful opponents, all based on future. We're gonna move on to the Zenkais. So our first Gohan, and surprisingly the only one I'm pretty sure that buffs him, is going to be this Gohan. Maximum here Zenkai ability is going to be green in future, base blast attack and defense both at 40%, and strike attack and defense are going to be 35%. And then we have this Mai. If you guys remember from the last video, she will give extra health, max base health during battles to future and tag girls by 25%, so that's that. I'll see you guys when the next unit drops, and I won't make a video covering this guy because I have no teams for him, so I'll see you guys on the next one.